How do you do? This is Mayer Hawthorne, and you are logged on to Urbanian.com, and you're watching me on it. So you're doing a really good job. That big bucks, no whammies.
At St. Andrews Hall in the shelter downstairs with Mayer Hawthorne.
The legendary shelter.
The legendary shelter.
Like so much history down here. It's crazy.
Detroit.
Crazy.
Goodness. All right, so
electricity in the air tonight.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be a good show.
So we'll knock out a couple questions first.
Shoot.
So obviously in the past, your parents have had a huge role in developing the soul that is Mayer Hawthorne. And yesterday we saw on your Twitter that you just parked a tour bus in front of your house in Ann Arbor.
I did. I pulled up and honked the horn on them and woke them up at 7 a.m. or something.
10 years ago, did you say you'd see yourself parking your tour bus in front of your parents?
Yeah, I did. I always knew I was going to be doing that, but I didn't know it was going to be through this means. You know, I didn't know I would be singing soul music.
I mean, in light of soul music, you just performed at South by Southwest alongside both contemporary and legendary soul icons, Smokey Robinson, Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, Raphael Sadiq. I mean, where do you go from there?
I'm done. I mean, I'm pretty much, that was it for me. It's all downhill from here.
I mean, that's pretty much the...
Smokey is he's my all-time hero. I mean, he's number one. Like, I just did a show with Smokey Robinson, so I'm pretty set. Like, I can die.
Die happy.
And be done.
On top of the soul, there seems to be this kind of progressive movement with soul music lately where a lot of people are trying to reach back and touch on vintage sound, especially with Stone's Throw. With yourself, Aloe Black kind of moving in that direction from that R&B that he had prior. How does it feel to kind of add that Motown side to it as well and growing with Stone's Throw as a label? Like, what direction and how do you feel like it's been for you as an artist?
That was really important to me to bring that element of Motown in there, of Detroit soul, that I don't hear that much of out there. But mainly for me, I was always, you know, I'm extremely conscious of not being a strictly retro or throwback artist. I've always been really weary of that. I'm trying to create something new and move the music forward and be creative and innovative with it and really bring something new to a new generation of kids who, you know, like me, who weren't even alive during the heyday of Motown.
And it's especially nice because you've started to collaborate with artists, or at least I've seen live past interviews. You're doing stuff with 14KT, Ghostface. You just did that. You just dropped with Snoop.
Yeah,
Gangsta Love Redo. I mean, that's complete. You added that doo-wop soul to it with Snoop, and it's unheard of.
Snoop he's an old soul head. I'm in the film actually as well, in the Malice in Wonderland film. And when we were shooting that in LA, I was on the set with him all day, and I mean, we literally all we did the entire day was listen to the dramatics and the whispers and the delphonics and sing along. I mean,
every bit of it.
He's an old soul head, and shout out to Big Snoop Dogg. He's really looked out for me.
How do you you basically go from, you have that vintage forward progressive kind of sound, and then you meet up with those kind of artists like 14KT, Ghostface, and Snoop. How do you lend Mayer Hawthorne to that sound that they've crafted for themselves already?
I always just really try to, step back and look at it, as a how can I really turn this into my own thing? How can I make it my own track? And there's always going to be that element of hip hop in there because I grew up in the 80s and 90s listening to Public Enemy and Jay Dilla and Slum Village, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and so that element is always going to be there, and then the soul element is always going to be there. I listen to all kinds of music too. I'm a big heavy metal guy too. I used to listen to Megadeth and Iron Maiden and Helmet. So it's like, my record collection spans every single genre under the sun. I mean, I'm getting ready to do a pop vocal record, like I've been calling it Mayer Bublé, just jokingly, but it's on some, Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, another genre of music that I really love.
All right, well, I guess we'll tie it up with a couple of prods at any upcoming stuff, dates, names, tracks coming out, and what your new work's going to look like.
We're going to be performing at Coachella on Sunday the 18th of April. I'm really excited about that because I'm playing with another one of my all-time heroes in music, Gary Newman.
Wow. And
I'm actually working on what I'm calling New Wave. It's a project with 14KT. We're trying to create something new again. It's completely different than anything you've ever heard from me. It's a complete departure from what I've been doing. But gotta keep them guessing.
Keep it fresh. Mix it up.
Keep you on your toes.
So Gary Newman, Smokey Robinson, last goal. What else is going to be after that? Final goal. The end goal of Mayer Hawthorne.
You know what? If I can just continue to make music for a living, that's the ultimate goal right there. That's really that's the end all. As long as I don't have to, go back to working in my dad's warehouse.
Nor was working in my dad's warehouse, I don't think.
It taught me a lot. I'm really glad that working hard all those years, and
just worked out.
Just scraping by. It gave me that Detroit work ethic that I think really has helped me in the music business. That work ethic is I think a big part of how I'm getting ahead right now.
Well, I think that about sums it up. So that's about it. From Detroit, Mayer Hawthorne at St. Andrews Hall.
Follow me on Twitter, Mayer Hawthorne, twitter.com/Mayer Hawthorne. Big bucks, no whammies.